She was clearly the most beautiful maid in the mansion. Yet the four young masters of the residence were deeply wary of her. Even when sleeping, you have to arrange for soldiers to guard the door. Because when Ning transmigrated here, Yuan Shen would always go all out to seduce the four male leads, making them clutch their pants whenever they went out, afraid of being taken advantage of accidentally. But now, when Ning just wants to save enough money to buy her freedom, find a peaceful place with beautiful scenery to retire in peace, who knew that after she stopped fawning over them, the four male leads would panic? After Wen Ning died from staying up too late, she transmigrated into a vicious supporting female character. She and the female lead, Ming Yue, were both the head maids by the old madam's side. But the original host, relying on her ample bosom, did all sorts of things to harass the male leads. Meanwhile, the female lead was gentle and beautiful, considerate and understanding, causing the four young masters of the Duke's residence to go crazy for her. The original host couldn't stand it, repeatedly forbade the female lead. In the near future, she would have her arms and legs broken, be thrown out of the Duke's mansion to fend for herself. So Wen Ning immediately decided to never meddle in the affairs of the male and female leads again. Fortunately, this era wasn't too harsh on women. Once she saved up 20 taels of silver, she would immediately redeem her deed of sale. By then, she would regain her freedom, leave the mansion and establish her own household as a woman. With her intelligence and wit, earning a modest income shouldn't be too difficult. Thinking of this, Wen Ning felt a glimmer of hope for life. While she was happily counting her money, someone suddenly knocked on the door and called out, "Sister Wen Ning, the old madam's headache has flared up, and she's asking for you to attend to her." Wen Ning promptly responded, swiftly gathering the scattered silver from the bed into her purse, carefully tucking it into the crevice beneath the bed. Only then did she leave the room with peace of mind. The second-class maid trailing behind her curled her lips in disdain, looking every bit the seductive fox spirit, all to catch Fourth Master's attention. Seizing the moment he was distracted, she lunged at him. Luckily, Fourth Master dodged in time, sending her plunging head first into the lotus pond. If she were the old madam, she would have long since kicked her out of the estate. Wen Ning was completely unaware of the maid's silent criticism behind her. She was now in work mode, exhibiting the professional dedication of an overworked laborer. Upon seeing her superior, she promptly switched to a gentle tone. "Has the old madam's headache flared up again?" The elderly woman lying on the couch kept her eyes closed. Hearing Wen Ning's voice, she turned her head away petulantly, letting out a heavy huff, like a stubborn child. Wen Ning sighed inwardly. What a mess. She truly couldn't understand the original host. Living with such a sweet-tempered grandmother, wasn't that better than seducing the male leads? She quickly stepped forward, bending to massage the old woman's head with gentle motions. The moment her hands made contact, the old madam's furrowed brows gradually relaxed. After a while, noticing the old madam's breathing had steadied, she assumed she must have fallen asleep. Wen Ning then tiptoed out quietly. The old madam would need medicine upon waking. She had to make the arrangements. In a moment of carelessness, Wen Ning bumped into a wall of flesh. Looking up, she saw a handsome man, his face dark and eyes filled with murderous rage. Wen Ning acted swiftly, covering his mouth with her hand, and dragging him into the courtyard. "Sir, keep your voice down. The old madam just fell asleep. Don't wake her up again." As soon as Wen Ning let go, the man recoiled as if touching something filthy. Leaping back a good 8 meters, Wen Ning was speechless. "Fine. I'll endure it for now. After all, he's one of the male leads. Meant to stay pure for the female lead, it's only natural. Plus, the original host kept throwing herself at him before, so it's normal for him to have some trauma." So she bowed slightly, said, "I'll take my leave," and walked away without hesitation. Originally, young Master Duen Wenking had braced himself, ready to kick her with his size 48 foot. If Wen Ning dared to lunge at him again, no longer caring that she was his mother's head maid. But who could explain why this woman not only gave him a disdainful look, but also turned and left without a second thought? What the hell just happened? When Wen Ning returned later, the female lead, Minju, was helping the old madam out of bed. Wen Ning, did you go to the young master's courtyard again? You weren't even guarding the old madam. What if something had happened? Wen Ning ignored her fake concern, nagging. Holding the medicine bowl and candied fruits, she squatted right in front of the old madam. Old madam, it's Tomato, take your medicine. Take a look. I actually prepared some candied fruit. After you take the medicine, have a piece. Your mouth will be all sweet. The old madam shot Wen Ning an annoyed glare. Thick-skinned, treating me like a little child, aren't you? Give me the medicine. I'll drink it myself. Wen Ning handed her the medicine bowl. The old madam really downed it in one go. Seizing the moment, he slipped a piece of candied fruit into her mouth, making the old madam chuckle. Watching the two of them so happy together, Mingyira was so furious she nearly tore the handkerchief in her hands to shreds. What time is it? Has Wen King not returned yet? He came earlier, but I said you'd just fallen asleep. The young master went back first. Wen Ning replied casually. Little did he expect the female lead to start speaking up again. It must be because you pissed off the old man a few days ago. I know you serve by the old madam's side. I guess I'll come over later. This is mocking the garden owner for the incident the other day when he climbed into the old master's bed. Wen Ning pursed her lips. She genuinely wanted to stay out of the female lead's way. But the other party just loved stirring up trouble. Oh, so you're playing the innocent victim, huh? As if I can't do that too. Wen Ning's tears came on demand. Old madam, it's all my fault. Blame me for having twisted thoughts for a moment and committing such a wrong. It's only because the old madam is kind-hearted, or else I would have been kicked out of the manor long ago. I should go and kowtow to the old master to apologize. She cried pitifully, her face streaked with tears. Her stunning features were adorned with 2 trails of crystal-clear tears. The sight of her was utterly pitiable. All right, stop crying. As long as you've learned your lesson. With Wen King's temper, you'd best keep your distance from him from now on. Rest assured, madam, I've truly come to my senses this time. I'll stay by your side. I'll keep you company and won't ever entertain inappropriate thoughts again. Wen Ning's expression was unusually solemn. He might as well have sworn to the heavens. The old madam nodded in satisfaction. They're all children from decent families. Even if sold to a welfare institution, a girl should still be treated well. It's inevitable to have some petty thoughts when growing up. But as long as you're willing to change, that's enough. After all, she's been by my side for many years. Even raising a cat or dog would foster affection, let alone a person. Mother, third brother and I have come to see you. We heard from the servants that your headache has flared up again. Are you feeling better now? Hearing the familiar voices, Wen Ning knew it was the second and third masters of the Duke's residence arriving. To avoid impropriety, he immediately stood up and said, Madam, I'll go check on the kitchen first. See how things are arranged there. After receiving permission, he swiftly slipped away. Didn't even glance at the 2 masters, leaving them utterly baffled. Perhaps because Wen Ning wasn't there putting on airs, Duen and Duen Anchang felt completely at ease. The eldest and 4th masters also arrived at the old madam's courtyard. The group had the old madam thoroughly amused. But these 4 masters weren't the old madam's biological sons. 20 years ago, the old duke was often away leading troops in battle. And these 4 masters were all orphan children of his adopted subordinates. The old madam and the old duke originally had a daughter, but also died at the age of 8 or 9. Although he had adopted 4 foster sons, he still missed his daughter who had passed away young. So from a group of young maids, he picked 2 who resembled the princess in appearance, to serve by his side. Now, the eldest, Duen Wenking, holds the position of prime minister, and has long had his own prime minister's residence. The second, Duen Anch, is the general of Genyuan, and his general's residence was granted to him early on. The third, Duen Ancheng, is the sharpest of mind, a master of business, earning himself a fortune. In recent years, he was also appointed as a royal merchant. Only the fourth, Duen Yuz, has a carefree and idle demeanor. After the old duke passed away, he inherited the title of Duke of Zen. Though all four now have their own estates, they use the excuse of being unmarried. It's all the duke's mansion's fault, wanting to show filial piety to the old madam. But Wen Ning, who knew the plot well, remarked, "It's just a matter of returning home. How else would the female lead bond with them? Even if it's a pile of shit, if someone fights over it, it becomes valuable. Anyway, whoever wants these for grandpas can have them. Nothing beats the fragrance of freedom, not even men." Meanwhile, in the old madam's room, Duen Wenking seemed distracted. The tea in his hand accidentally spilled a little. He couldn't shake the feeling that Wen Ning was acting strange today. Anything unusual must have a hidden reason. He was afraid this woman might suddenly jump out and devour him. "Big brother, what are you looking at?" Duen Ancheng asked, somewhat puzzled. He instinctively wanted to ask where Wen Ning was, but he feared the old madam might think he had taken a liking to that woman. Stuffed the needle into his hand. He'd probably be crying so hard he wouldn't know which way is up. "How's mother's headache? Has it gotten any better?" The old mistress replied with relief, "It's an old ailment. It's nothing serious. Ning girl gives me massages. It's already much better." At the mention of that name, second master, the rough and tumble military man, started shouting, "At least she's good for something. Otherwise, I'd have her beaten with sticks and thrown out of the estate." The old mistress immediately protested, "You dare come here and act tough? She's just a girl. How old is she? If she did something wrong, just tell her. Besides, that girl has already apologized to me. She promised never to do it again. Even your elder brother isn't making a fuss about it. Don't bring this up again in the future. Got it?" Anch felt aggrieved. There's no way that woman would change. Last month, she even climbed into his bed. She almost got what she wanted. If he weren't afraid of being laughed at by his elder brother and the others, he would have exposed her true nature long ago. Duen Anch had just agreed to drop the matter. When Wen Ning walked in, she invited them to dine. After everyone was seated, the servants finished serving the dishes, and Wen Ning stepped out briefly before returning. This time, she carried a stew pot in her hands. Presenting it to the old mistress like a treasure, she said, "Madam, I noticed your headache was acting up, so I took the liberty of making you some gastrodia elata chicken soup. It will ultimately be beneficial for you. Try it. It's hard to say if this gastrodian chicken soup can cure a headache, but it's guaranteed to win favor of the big boss." The old lady was amused by his mischievous antics. "Serve me a bowl. Old lady, let me taste your cooking." Anch wears his emotions on his sleeve the most. That vicious woman only knows how to sweet talk. Deceiving his mother, how shameless. If he serves himself soup later, he'll definitely accidentally spill it on him. To teach him a lesson. The fourth son, Duen Yuz, however, watched Winnie with interest. This girl really is a pro at charming the old lady. As long as she doesn't stir up trouble, keeping her around as a plaything for the old lady wouldn't be so bad. If she serves him soup later, he won't refuse. It's New Year's, after all, just to amuse his mother. But they were destined to be disappointed. Right now, Wen Ning's eyes were nowhere near any of them. After becoming the soup, he carefully attended to the old madam. First, he helped her wash her hands. Then he served the dishes. Minji was greatly surprised to see him like this. In the past, whenever the young masters came to dine, Wen Ning would always flirt shamelessly. His eyes would practically cling to them. He didn't believe Wen Ning had truly changed his ways. He just assumed this was some new trick of his, trying to butter up the old madam, so she'd secure him a better future. Right? Hey Emph, Wen Ning only has these cheap tricks up his sleeve. Minji was pleased to see this outcome. With the old madam being attended to, he naturally positioned himself beside the eldest young master and began serving the four masters by helping them wash their hands. He was different from Wen Ning. The only one he admired was the eldest young master, but the four male leads, seeing Wen Ning no longer fawning over them, actually found him even more irritating. What was going on? Watching him feed the old madam spoonful after spoonful of soup, Duen and Cheng couldn't hold back anymore. Mother, is the chicken soup tasty? Can I have a bowl too? No one expected him to say something like that. Duen Yu's quickly followed. Mother, let me try some too. After hearing the old madam's permission, Minju stood by the table, frowning slightly. Today, Wen Ning was finally not acting foolish. So what was wrong with these two young masters? No. He couldn't let that lowlife have another chance to cling to them. Just as Minju was about to step forward to serve soup to the two gentlemen, just watch as Wen Ning calls over the second-tier maid behind her. Tell them to take all the soup over. As if she's some big-shot maid serving the old madam. If the masters want soup, let the maids attending them serve it. What's it got to do with her? Third master and fourth master exchanged a glance. Was this his play of feigning disinterest? Too bad he miscalculated. After the meal, once the four masters had left together, the old madam suddenly remembered she'd forgotten to have them take their newly made seasonal clothes back. She chuckled and said, "Look at my memory. All four of their new clothes were sent here." Wen Ning stiffened. How could the old madam be so careless? And still trust the scheming maid of hers, letting her into the master's quarters again. He quickly spoke up, blaming him for forgetting to remind you. Let the bright moon deliver it to the gentleman. You didn't hold back on the lunch dishes, since the temperature outside is just right now. I'll accompany you for a stroll in the garden. It'll be good for your health too. Wen Ning quickly interrupted, leaving Minju stunned. In the past, Wen Ning was always eager to do this task. What's going on today? Oh, this idiot changed tactics to curry favor with the old madam. Who would have thought that shameless fool could come up with this? Fine. Let's take the maids then. We'll go for a walk in the garden. The old madam smiled on the surface, feeling quite satisfied inside. A noble household's matriarch could never be a fool. Her earlier words were also meant as a test, to see if Wen Ning remained as stubborn as ever. The old madam also had to harden her heart. She gave him some silver and sent him away. Wen Ning simply didn't know the old madam's plans. Otherwise, he would have been pounding his chest in frustration. He wanted to leave. Soon, Minju arrived at the eldest master's courtyard. With four maids in tow. Eldest master, the old madam has prepared seasonal clothes for all four masters. 6 sets are yours. Duen Wenking was used to reading after meals. Hearing the commotion, he was slightly surprised. It wasn't Wen Ning who came. But he didn't ask. He had someone take the clothes. Minju saw that he ignored her. Though reluctant, she still left. Then she went to the second master's courtyard. Why are you here? Wen Ning is accompanying the old madam in the garden. Duen Ench nodded and waved his hand. After the servants took the clothes, he also ignored Minju. A terrible feeling suddenly rose in Minjui's heart. Could it be that the second master actually favors Wen Ning? No, she absolutely couldn't let this happen. Though she admired the eldest master, the mere thought of the second master and Wen Ning being involved made her feel indescribably upset. A muscular man like the second master shouldn't be tainted by a fickle woman like Wen Ning. This feeling, only after meeting the third and fourth masters, did things spiral out of control. The third and fourth masters also asked about Wen Ning, and their inquiries were even more detailed. The bright moon began to scheme in her heart. How to make the four gentlemen see Wen Ning's true colors. It's best to let Wen Ning cause some trouble. You piss them off. Getting kicked out of the mansion would be just fine. Right now, Wen Ning was accompanying the old lady in the garden enjoying the flowers. No matter what the old lady says during this time, he really knows how to kiss ass. The old lady couldn't stop letting out hearty laughter. He had been struggling in society for many years. Speak the language of those you meet. See dog, top dog. It has long been shed into his bones, especially since the old madame was also very fond of him. Wen Ning was even more of a piece of cake, waiting for a stroll's errand. Not much was left, so Wen Ning accompanied the old lady back to the house. Ning girl, you're here. The old madam dismissed other maidservants. Then take out a box. Zhao Yao looked at Wen Ning with a proud and aloof expression. Take a look at what's inside. Like it or not. Wen Ning knew this was Thebes showing his appreciation. He carefully opened it. Inside was actually a small box of silver melon seeds. Additionally, there was also a pair of silver bracelets. Keep it safe. Let me keep you for a few more years. I'll find you a good match. Being the main wife with a dowry and all that. You're just like Yue the lass. Keep these properly. When it comes to money. And don't let anyone else find out. Wen Ning immediately got it. The old madam is using both kindness and severity. By the way, giveth them a hard time. In the next instant, Wen Ning knelt straight on the ground. The expression was very serious. Old madam, this servant girl don't want to get married. Upon hearing this, the old lady's expression instantly darkened. Before he could even get angry. Then I heard him say again. Wen Ning not only wants to wholeheartedly serve the old madam. If in the future the old mistress grants this servant her grace, Wen Ning just wanted to establish a household under her own name. Rather than playing the role of a dutiful wife and mother. Might as well take it easy and enjoy life. Countryside scenery. Begging the old madam in English. Although I'm not used to ancient people heckling and kowtowing at the drop of a hat. But one must bow to circumstances. Have to bow down. As the subordinate, Wen Ning, he kowtowed with utmost sincerity. Duanan came over from outside the courtyard. I want to inform the old madam. Tonight he's going to the military camp. Come back in 2 days. As it turned out, they happened to overhear Wen Ning's words. He suddenly felt a bit sour inside. But what is it really for? He himself isn't sure either. Wen Ning really said that. Duan Encheng raised an eyebrow and looked at his second brother. I strongly suspect my second brother was hearing things. Although Wen Ning was just a first-class maid. But she had been pampered by Thadic's household since childhood. Nowadays, for the sake of wealth and glory, she would stop at nothing to climb into bed with someone. How could they possibly say those things? Duan Ench also felt like he was going crazy. So easily fooled. Wen Ning's words were unsettling. What did that bitch say? Mom said 1 year is the deadline. A year later, give him the money. Let him out of the mansion. Duan Encheng forced a smile. Isn't that just perfect? The mansion low stony scheming maid. We can also feel more at ease. Don't hold back. He's a capable and trusted aide by his mother's side. As a result, Thay became timid and hesitant. Wen Ning, I didn't know my words of loyalty were overheard by someone. After carrying the wooden box back to the room, he dug out the wallet from under the bed again. Put all the money from both places on the bed. The person also had a sleazy grin on their face. Wiped the silver clean and give it a kiss, still muttering good boy under his breath. I like you the most. Baby, you're the cutest. Little did they know. These words were all overheard by Minju, who was secretly standing at the door. Today he kept feeling that something fishy must be going on when things seem off. After delivering the clothes and coming back, he switched shifts with Wen Ning. Let Wen Ning go back and rest for a while, thinking of keeping him as far away as possible, to avoid having to deceive the old lady again. As usual, Wen Ning would definitely go against whatever he said. Didn't expect him to agree right away this time. He turned around and left. The more Ming Yue thought about it, the more something felt off. The old lady was sleeping soundly. He followed to Wen Ning's room. What a coincidence to utter such shameless words. The bright moon rings the handkerchief tightly very well. I was just wondering why Wen Ning suddenly changed his temperament. So there's a lover behind this. Since you're asking for trouble, then I'll give you a hand. With that thought, he dashed out of the yard at lightning speed. Then she called over 4 young maidservants. He ordered, go and invite 4 masters separately. Tell them there's Samina committing immoral acts in the mansion. It tarnished the reputation of China's government offices. Invite them to come. After the person in charge gave the order, he called over a few more servants. That stance, as if trying to crush the man and woman inside the house to death. The four little maids were extremely quick on their feet. It didn't take long before the message was accurately relayed to the four gentlemen. Duen and Chang heard the news. A strange glint flashed briefly in his eyes. Cheating? Who told you to come here? In the little girl's words, I heard the name Ming Yia. A mocking smile curled at the corners of his lips. Let's go. Just treat it as watching a grand show. The four of them arrived at roughly the same time. The first to arrive was Duen Anch. I could no longer suppress the violent emotions. Taking the lead, he kicked open Wen Ning's door with one swift motion. Wen Ning was so startled he jumped. He suddenly threw himself on top of the scattered silver pieces, afraid Sumion'd snatch it away. Bitch in broad daylight. Duen Ench stopped mid-sentence. But I noticed Wen Ning's movements were strangely stiff, but dressed neatly. There was no one else left in the house. The other three gentlemen looked at each other in bewilderment. What do you want? Wen Ning's voice trembled slightly as he spoke. At the same time, they also picked up the silver melon seeds that had been left outside. He stuffed it under himself. What are you hiding? Duen Anch was here to catch them in the act. But the truth was not as servants had reported. Make him feel ashamed. Now I just want to find some faults. The words just slipped out. What's it to you? What are you doing in my room? Out went Minju along with a group of maids and servants, all waiting outside the door, unable to see the actual situation inside the house. But clearly, those reactions were not what they expected. Among them, Mingyu was the most anxious. Second Master barged in through the door. Next should be Wenning's tearful plea. Oh, and what about that bastard? Why is there not a single sound? The moon tiptoes, trying to find some kind of loophole. See what's going on inside the room. Secretly hoping in my heart, Wen Ning must definitely be kicked out of the mansion. If that guy real gets lured away by him. The thought of Minji makes my heart ache. Inside the house, Wen Ning is warm and peaceful. My mind is completely focused on protecting the precious one beneath me. These male leads shouldn't be so desperate as to steal his money. I waited and waited, but there was still no response from him. Duen Ench was extremely anxious. He strode forward and yanked Wen Ning out of bed. The scattered silver that was originally pinned underneath, they all showed up. In the eyes of four people, Duen Encheng couldn't help but laugh out loud. This is the act of debauchery. Wen Ning, you tell me. Which one do you like the most? Which one is the cutest? Who did you kiss again? Wen Ning's cheeks puffed up in anger. His eyes were a little red. At the end of the day, I'm just a servant girl. Dare to be angry but dare not speak out. If this were an era where everyone was treated equally. Just watch me spite in their damn faces. Duen Ench also felt extremely awkward. But you can't blame her entirely. Just heard that sound outside. Anyone would get the wrong idea. Alright. Wen Ning, the more he thought about it, the more wronged he felt. Ever since I transmigrated Ito, a powerless little girl, not only was the door kicked in, and inexplicably got saddled with unfounded accusations, having a mouth but not being able to curse. He couldn't hold it in any longer. He burst into tears with a loud wail. Don't cry. I didn't do anything to you. Duen Ench immediately leisured. But I'm so bad with words that I didn't know how to sweet talk a woman. I don't know why. Seeing Wen Ning show genuine emotion, the hearts of the four people in the house were all somewhat uneasy. Alright. Stop crying. Hold it back. Duen Wenkingenben donned his usual elegant demeanor, quietly scolded in anger. Wen Ning pouted. The crying stopped for a moment. Tears welled up in their eyes. It looks really pitiful. Why won't you let me cry? I just can't cry. You're trying to control everything under the sun. Do you still care whether I cry or not? I'm just counting some money. What law did I break? Wen Ning finished speaking between sobs, and then cried even louder. Not sure who harbors such deep hatred for Wen Ning, after learning about thief heir being exposed here. He went straight to report to the old madam. The old madam hurried over. Haven't gotten close yet. I immediately heard Wen Ning's crying. Heart-wrenching. What's going on? The old lady's voice rang out. Wen Ning immediately started crying, eyes red like a rabbit. The tip of the nose was also red. Quickly stood up. He bowed respectfully to the old madam. The old madam glanced around. I knew the servant's report was false. His gaze swept over his four clearly guilty sons. In the end, his gaze settled on Wen Ning. Ning girl is here. Tell me what the hell is going on. What's the matter? The old madam will stand up for you. The four gentlemen were indeed somewhat in the wrong. But thinking back to how Wen Ning had set them before with that kind of behavior, he probably doesn't dare to tell the truth. But Wen Ning glared at them fiercely. Anyway, he's got enough money to buy his freedom. Might as well take this chance to leave the Chinese government office. These male leads Ariel out of their minds. Sticking with them never ends well. Nothing beats the joy of leaving the mansion and being free as a bird. Thinking this way, Wen Ning immediately fell to his knees, weeping and pleading. Madam, you just reward them with silver melon seeds. I cherish you dearly. I just took a longer look around the room. Somehow, the gentleman kicked the door open and barged in. One bite and she's called a bitch. What's the point of calling them an adulterous couple? I dare not complain. I was the one who made a mistake before. But this servant knows very well. I'm afraid I won't be able to stay peacefully in this duke's mansion anymore. Please have mercy, madam. Drive this lawless servant out of the manor. As soon as he finished speaking, he kowtowed with a deep bow, falling head over heels for real. What he sought was also what the old lady longed for, to start a carefree life. The old lady watched him crying. For no reason, I just thought of that enchantress of his. Back then, the little girl lay on the bed. She was also crying like this and telling him about her mother. I'm hurting just thinking about it. His eyes also turned red. If it weren't for your indecent talk inside the house. How could we possibly? Duen Ench wanted to explain. But what came out of Mimith was something like this. Duen Wenking gave him a pat. He finally stopped talking. Mother was also informed by the servants. We only came over then. That's what caused the misunderstanding. The old lady's gaze turned sharp. Who sent someone to invite the young masters? How could he not understand the thoughts between women? Outside the house, Minju, who had heard everything clearly, had long since turned deathly pale. Realizing this was a miscalculation. Spare my life, madam. Moonlight walked into the house. Kneel at the entrance. I also heard about it, old madam. He was afraid that this matter would bring shame to the Duke's residence. If you're truly afraid of bringing shame upon the Duke's residence, they wouldn't make a big fuss looking for those guys. Find a few maids and servants, being pinned down by someone. If you need anything else, just come find me or the other bosses and we'll handle it. You know damn well what it's for. The old madam clearly intended to give Wen Ning an explanation. Not a shred of face whispered in those words. Take these 5 gossiping maids away and sell them off. From today onwards, Minju is demoted to a second-class maid. Others serve us a warning example. If such scheming and infighting happen again, punish the old lady severely. She usually appears gentle, but when it comes to handling matters, they don't hold back at all. That kind of momentum is no joke. But Wen Ning was dumbfounded. What kind of trend is this? The female lead not only became a second-class maid, and got scolded because of this. Then these crazy male leads must hate her to death. After dealing with it, the old lady put away her imposing demeanor from earlier. He smiled at Wen Ning with particular kindness. Ninger is satisfied now. A 1-year promise. We agreed on this. I'll reward you with a box of silver melon seeds later. You think it's so special, huh? Wen Ning finally smiled at the old lady. Although I couldn't use this as an excuse to leave the mansion, at least it felt good to vent some anger. The 4 gentlemen knew they were in the wrong. I'm starting to get sick of Minji, who always stirs up trouble. I used to only think Minji was steady and composed. Looks like everyone misjudged. Alright, go collect the silver on the bed. Don't live around here anymore either. Find a place to stay at my spot. That way, no one will kick your door down again. At night, spend your money however the hell you like. Hearing this, Wen Ning's eyes grew even brighter. His golden thigh is too damn strong. Tonight I gotta whip up a couple of decent dishes no matter what. Make sure the old lady eats comfortably. By the old lady's side, the male and female leads live there. And then there's all that love-hate drama. It has nothing to do with me either. Close the door and live a peaceful life with the old lady. A year passed by in the blink of an eye. I ended up benefiting from a misfortune. Wen Ning didn't even try to hide his smug, gloating expression. He took the silver and helped the old lady walk out. As they passed by, Duan Wenqing and Duan Anch still couldn't resist secretly glaring at them. This look caught Duan Encheng's eye. Almost lost it. Lol! How come I never noticed before? This little girl has a lively side to her. If I had known earlier. Back then, it wasn't impossible. After returning to the courtyard, the old madam also rewarded Wenning with a box of silver melon seeds. The quantity is the same as before. Happy Wen Ning jumped 8 meters high. Outside the door in the courtyard, Duan Ench stood beneath the window, always holding a box in hand. I don't even know how long I've been waiting. Wen Ning finally left the room. I had only walked a few steps. He caught sight of Duan Enchi sneaking around. Second master, the old madame has just gone to bed. If it's not important, better come back tomorrow. And Che felt inexplicably overcome. Just a while ago, Wen Ning wouldn't speak to him so distantly. It's just that he kicked the door in a moment of impulsiveness, scolded him a couple of times. Here's the apology gift for you. The events of the day. I didn't mean to. The man handed over a box right before my eyes. Wen Ning's alarm bells went off in his head. Just kidding, how could he possibly apologize? It's already good enough if she doesn't take her anger out on me. Does he look stupid? Wen Ning's clever little brain started working at full speed. In the original work, Duan Anch is the muscle of the four. The original host's hands and feet were personally broken by him. Wen Ning guessed that box must contain something scary. For example, things like venomous snakes. Either maybe it's really about the money. Again, I took it upon myself. He then used this as an excuse to turn around and falsely accuse himself of theft. Thinking of this, Wen Ning glanced around furtively. Without hesitation, she lifted her skirt and turned to run. The hair ornament fell off. I don't even know where you're running, Wen Ning. Wen Ning won't respond at all. Took just 1 second. The maid Kuizhu ran back to the old lady's room to check. Completely dumbfounded. Sister Wen Ning, why are you back again? I thought it over and still couldn't rest easy. Go back and get some rest. From now on, I'll take over the duty of keeping watch over the old madam at night. He found an excuse to hide and refused to go out. Here, the old lady who had been lightly sleeping in the house happened to wake up. After hearing Wen Ning's words, his heart inexplicably warmed up. It really wasn't in vain that he doted on this girl. And Ench never would have imagined. I finally stooped to their level for once. Personally bringing Silverdo apologized to a maid. This Wen Ning not only shows no gratitude at all, turned around and ran away immediately. Is he really that scary? Duan Ench was furious, standing still without moving. Before long, footsteps could be heard. I thought it was Wen Ning having a change of heart and coming back. Unexpectedly, it was another maid from the old madam's courtyard. Second master suddenly spotted Somion lurking in the shadows. The little maid was nearly scared to death. Duan Anch instinctively hide the box of silver behind your back. I'm going to the military camp tonight. Let me know when old Madame Ming wakes up. I'll be back in 2 days. He dropped this line and left. He turned around and left. When the courtyard finally quieted down, Duan Wenqing emerged from behind a tree. He was also holding a box in his hand. He wore a faint smile on his lips. In my mind, thinking back to the scene where Wen Ning turned and ran just now, it just feels incredibly amusing. Luckily, I was a step behind. Otherwise, the one who gets rejected will be yourself. He walked to the spot where Wen Ning had just been standing. Duan Wenqing bent down and reached into the nearby grass, Pick up a beaded hairpin. This was dropped by Wen Ning when he ran away just now. As if guided by supernatural forces, Duen Wenking put away this pearl hairpin, while keeping watch in the old madam's room at night. Wen Ning was sleeping on the small couch in the outer room, sleeping very restlessly. Later, he dreamed that Duen Anch apologized to him. Open the box. A poisonous snake suddenly jumped out from inside. I dreamed again of Minju snuggling in the arms of the four male leads, crying and bewailing while sentencing them to beat her to death. Wen Ning in the dream ran for his life. There's only one thought in my mind. I need to find the old lady to save me. The next day after waking up, Wen Ning saw that the old lady was still asleep. He carefully opened the door and walked out. Call over a little maidservant. You stay here and keep watch. If the old madam wakes up, come find me. I'll go take a look in the kitchen. In the morning, he had to make soup dumplings for the old madam. Yesterday, the old madame was so supportive of me. He unilaterally stated, the big boss is his golden ticket, so he must keep him happy. Just entered the kitchen. The attendants of the four masters all surrounded him. Miss Wen Ning, do you think Westhold make more buns? The gentlemen are also going to have breakfast at the old madam's place. This is clearly not enough. This is the first time I've heard of these soup dumplings. But just preparing these few buns, how is this enough to eat? Wen Ning was completely left up with them. Who can come and tell him? The few who never have breakfast at the old madam's place. What were they all thinking? You guys go out. This is prepared for the old madam. What have you all prepared in the past? Just prepare as usual. Wen Ning wasn't about to indulge them. Still want to eat the same food as my own golden goose. They don't deserve it. Over here, Wen Ning was done bustling around in the kitchen. Rushed back in a hurry. The old madam has already finished washing up. Monkey is back. What delicious food did you come up with this morning? In reply to the old madam's words, this morning I did something a little different. Keep it a secret for now. The old lady smiled and pointed at Wen Ning a few times. He raised his hand again to touch his own hair. Wen Ning's ability to read pupils' expressions and gauge their moods. He has long since mastered it to perfection. Seeing the old lady's slightly furrowed brow, I could guess a thing or two. Is the old lady's hair tied too tight? Quichu, go get the comb. I restyled the old madam's hair. Keep an eye out behind you. The old lady already had a headache. Be sure to pay attention to the force in your hands when handling the acupuncture needles. Seeing that the old madam did not object, he then convinced himself that his guess was right. This is all thanks to Yuan Shen's skillful hair styling techniques and massage techniques. Wen Ning couldn't help but sigh once more. Yuan Shan is really good at digging his own grave. Soon, her hair was spinned up again. The three masters arrived at the old madam's courtyard. You guys? What brings you here for breakfast? Eating with mom. I'm in a good mood. You can even eat more rice. Duen Gu was quite skilled at clowning Garand with his fellow officials. Wen Ning couldn't help but curl his lips in disapproval. This guy will use the same old trick to sweet talk the female lead on the ship later. TSTS. After serving the morning meal, the old lady looked around the room. Why didn't I see our second brother went to the military camp and won't be back for 2 days? She said she had already told the maids in the courtyard. Didn't the maid report it to madam? Duen Ancheng said as he spoke, while also mocking Wen Ning. The meaning couldn't more obvious. Wen Ning's expression remained unchanged. I've long known this Shemming third brother is full of wickedness. Damn it. Look at my memory. The little maid downstairs did report it this morning. I forgot. Alright then, let us shave breakfast first. Wen Ning lowered his head and rolled his eyes. He quickly backed out, watching her walk away. The old lady pondered for a moment, still called her old woman as usual. I'm used to having this girl around. Forget about whether what happened before was real or fake. But I think this girl has turned over a new leaf. From now on, don't keep bringing it up either. Forgive others when you can. Son wouldn't dare. It was just a castle question, nothing more. If mom doesn't wash it, I won't tease him anymore from now on, son. Wen Ning didn't know that the old lady had the entire Anning city beaten for his sake. Otherwise, I'd be even more grateful to you. When I came back again, Wen Ning placed the soup dumplings in front of the old lady. He presented it eagerly as if offering a treasure. Madam, these are the freshly made soup dumplings by this servant. Be careful. There's soup inside. Let me take a look for you. Wen Ning carefully poked a hole in the soup dumpling. Use a spoon again. Carefully bring it to the old lady's lips. The old lady took a taste. This is the new thing you came up with, huh? It's really fresh. You should try some too. The three gentlemen take a look at plain steamed buns in front of them. Their gazes fell upon Wen Ning simultaneously. Treat differently. And they did it so brazenly. At this moment, the old madam finally noticed this point. Replied to the old madam. I didn't know you gentlemen were also dining here this morning. So the materials spread were a bit less. Guessing your appetite. I only made 2. The old lady smiled. The heart is as clear as a mirror. This little girl holds a grudge. But he didn't scold Wen Ning either. This girl's thoughts are now entirely focused on herself. It shows she's genuinely changed, no doubt about it. We were out of luck with breakfast this morning. It's the same if we eat tomorrow morning. There's no reason to compete with mom for food. Duen Wenking basically helped Wen Ning out of a tight spot. But Wen Ning couldn't bring himself to smile. What do you mean? How are you coming back again tomorrow? Duen Encheng's gaze also fell on the soup dumplings. I'm not busy today either. For the past few days, I've been having all 3 meals with mom. Wen Ning, later on, let the kitchen know. Save me the hassle of preparing to Lul again. Then I'll eat with mom. Don't forget to include me in it. Wen Ning cursed under his breath. A bunch of trashy men. Why do they eat so much? Be careful or you'll end up a fat pig. After finishing breakfast, the old madam also deliberately accidentally reminded Ning girl, don't forget to make Mezom double-layer milk pudding later. I won't take the medicine without that. With just one sentence, she successfully drew the gazes of all 3 male leads, drawing attention back to Wen Ning. What the hell is double skin milk? I also need to learn to be smarter like Duen Gu's. What mom likes is definitely right. Duen Wenking and Duen Encheng also chimed in one after another, saying they wanted to give it a try. Wen Ning is so damn annoying. Although I was complaining internally. But on the surface, he still respectfully agreed. He made one wrong move. A vicious villain counterpart. The first-class maid turned into a little cook. Mom now looks just like a zookeeper. A bunch of hungry mouths to feed. Forget it. Peace and quiet is all that matters. The milk delivered today is unusually abundant. So he waved his hand grandly. It means everyone gets a share. In the small kitchen, Wen Ning went all out like a pro. 2.5 minutes later, he carefully lifted the lid. Done. 1 bowl for each of you. Share it and eat it. The group in the small kitchen exchanged glances. This Wen Ning girl seems quite different from before. He's quite approachable. What's going on? Wen Ning didn't care about their suspicions either. Carrying the double-layer milk pudding and traditional Chinese medicine, she returned to the courtyard. The old madam's double skin milk pudding is here. Hurry up, I've been waiting for a while, seeing how much my old mother was looking forward to it. The 3 grandpas became curious about the taste of this double-layer steamed milk pudding. The old madam, upon seeing the medicinal soup on the tray, immediately frowned. I'll eat this first. Take your medicine. Then we'll listen to you in Chengdu. After placing the meal tray on the table, then, Kuiju will bring someone to serve the dishes to you gentlemen. Wen Ning didn't even spare them a glance, thinking about that bowl of soup. Wen Ning didn't let the old madam do it herself. Madam, please have a taste. Wen Ning scooped a small spoonful, reaching the old lady's lips. I've been looking forward to this all along. Finally got to eat it. The old madam was overjoyed. Soft and squishy, sticky and chewy. So delicious, old madam. Take a look at the sweet beans here. I deliberately teleported it yesterday. Wen Ning opened the mouth-off jar for the old lady to see. It tastes even better when you put it on the double-layer milk pudding. What are we waiting for then? Hurry up and let me try it. Wen Ning blinked his eyes. How about you tack your medicine first? Let's just go with it. The double-layer milk pudding with sweet nettered beans added definitely won't taste bitter. If you finish eating, then take the medicine. The sweetness in Themoth was completely gone. The old lady took a look at a bowl of plain rice, take another look at a bowl of black, made up my mind. And just like that, I picked up the medicine bowl. I'm gonna drink. Hurry up and put sweet beans in. Don't mess things up. The three male lads looked at such a mother. It feels like I've instantly gone back to my childhood. Especially when Theodad was still around. Mom is just like this. Taking medicine always requires Dad to coax me. Like a child. How many years has it been since I last saw Mom like this? What a nostalgia trip. All these years, even if they're by my side, Mom hasn't seemed this genuinely happy in a long time. Thinking like this, their impression of Wenning also improved a bit. Wait until the old madam finishes drinking the herbal medicine. You immediately handed over a bowl of water. Let the old lad rinse her mouth. Next came a spoonful of double-layer milk pudding with sweetened red beans. I feel much better these past few days. Can I stop taking this medicine? Go ahead. Wait a moment. I'll call the assistant doctor over to check your pulse. If there's nothing else, we just won't drink this bitter medicine anymore. The old lady nodded repeatedly. Feeling better makes the food taste even more delightful. Duen Wenking and Duen Gu's could also taste how delicious it was. Thinking of Wen Ning serving the old madam with such dedication, Duen and Cheng's eyes lit up. This thing! If it were to be sold at their restaurants under his name, that's definitely popular. He was eating while started to think about it. How to buy a prescription from Wen Ning. Duen Guziz is a total foodie. He got to eat that double-layer milk custard. If only we could add these sweetened red beans, it must taste better. Thinking this way, he got up and went to the old lady's side. Give me some too, Midu. Duen Gu just finished speaking. The old lady was just like a child guarding its food. Instinctively, I reached for the jar. Luckily, I snapped it out of it in time. He cleared his throat. Ning girl scooped a spoonful for Old Fourth as well. That being said, but those eyes kept staring at the jar. Afraid it'll all be eaten up. Wen Ning comforted. If you still want to eat, I'll make it for you again. The old lady is finally at ease this time. People look more generous. Then scoop a spoonful for Thebus and the third brother too. Everyone, have a taste. Duen Wenking suppressed a laugh. Turns out even mothers have a suck of food protective side. Wen Ning gave Kuiju a look. Kuiju very tactfully pays the jar. Each of the three masters got a share. See, Wen Ning once again proved with actions. He doesn't have much patience for those guys right now. Her heart and eyes are filled with the old madam alone. After everyone had dispersed, Wen Ning held the remaining bowl of double-layer milk custard. He went straight to the butler's side. After all, the most trusted person by the old madam isn't herself or me, but the steward of Duke's residence. So he wanted to get closer to the butler, make one or two friends. But what he didn't expect was, I actually ended up watching a big drama unfold on the street. At this moment in the garden, the moon had long been waiting for the three gentlemen. Ever since I was demoted to a second-class maid, he felt resentful and unbalanced inside. He saw it coming a long time ago. On the surface, the old madam treated him and Wen Ning equally. In reality, the heart has long been biased beyond measure. The other day, that thing happened. In the end, he was also doing it for the sake of the Duke's household's reputation. Although there are some ulterior motives, but it's not like she should be demoted to a second-class maid. He was also punished with a month off labor in the outer courtyard. You can water the flowers and sweep the yard. He's never done this before. 1 month's time. If Wen Ning keeps adding fuel to the fire, the old lady's heart, I'm afraid there's no place left for him at all. Now his only hope is, we can only count on you gentlemen now. The pure and innocent little white flower looked specially arranged for Minju, pitiful and touching. With a graceful bow. I've met the three masters. Wen Ning instinctively died to the side, hid behind a nearby rockery. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be working in the outer courtyard? Master, this lawless servant knows she was wrong. Please speak up for this servant in front of the old madam. Let this servant go back to serve. I'm genuinely worried. The old madam has no capable person to attend to her. Duen Wenking snorted coldly, making Mr. Kestasov's punishment. Ming Yue didn't expect. The uncle he has always admired. How could you say such heartless words? Hearing this, Wen Ning also curled his lips in displeasure. It's all a game. Just these same old tricks. The more it hurts now, the harder you coax now, the tougher it'll be in the future. No, this isn't right. Tian Wen has always been spoiled and favored from start to finish. How could there be abuse? Not sure. Let me take another look at you. Kneeling here isn't solving anything. Do what you're supposed to do and go. Once the punishment is over, naturally you'll be able to go back to serving. Duen Gu was getting a bit impatient. Kneeling in the middle of the road and pulling this stunt is seriously annoying. Could it be that they'd actually go to such lengths over some girl? Go against your mother? Furthermore, there's no need to make it sound so high and mighty. Mother is being attended to by Wen Ning's maidservant. Don't even mention that jade post. You really think you wear something special? His impatience was written all over his face. This time Ming Yu couldn't hold it in anymore. He's overwhelmed by a sense of crisis. No way. He has to do something. Otherwise, there really won't be any chance left. Big Bro and Fourth Bro were talking. It was this servant's momentary lapse in judgment. This servant will take my leave now. The bright moon slowly stood up, as if about to lose balance, about to fall any second now. Duen Encheng instinctively reared out to steady them. Wait a moment, servant girl Z. This time, Wen Ning's grin was practically reaching the sky. Look, they're so good at handling things. No wonder he became the first man to win the heroine's heart. Learn from this, everyone. Wen Ning was rolling his eyes in a rather ungraceful manner, not paying attention for a second. When turning around, then he saw Third Master, a massive hulk of a man standing right in front of him. Wen Ning was almost scared shitless. This servant has met Third Master. This servant will take my leave now. Stop right there. Did he say you could leave? Duen Encheng had the urge to tease him a little. Just heard it. Still happy? Actually, from the very beginning of the conversation, he knew Wen Ning was hiding behind the rockery. I dare not. I didn't hear anything. Wen Ning didn't want to have any more dealings with him. All right. Go ahead and do what you need to do quickly. Come to my place for a bit. I have something to discuss with you. Hearing this, Wen Ning was utterly horrified. This damn pervert. He wouldn't be doing this for the female lead, would he? Then severely punish yourself. Before he could refuse, Duen Encheng, he's already gone ahead. After he finishes delivering double-layer milk pudding, he stood in the courtyard pondering for another quarter of an hour. That's when I came up with a plan. Just ran back to the courtyard to seek help from the old madam. But Kuiju told him. The old lady just woke up from her nap. Was invited by Third Master to his courtyard. And still saying to wait for him to come back. Also tell him to go to Third Master's courtyard later to serve. Wen Ning didn't dare to delay. He immediately headed towards Third Master's courtyard. Just as I was about to go into the inner room, a servant promptly informed him that Miss Ning had arrived. The old lady is busy right now. Please wait in the room next door for a while. Wen Ning had a smile plastered on his face. I'm so anxious I could die. The senior maid serving the old madam, not serving by the old lady's side. Let him wait for what? Wen Ning came in. Wen Ning tensed up all over. It's old dog the third's voice, thinking that the old lady was not far away. If something real happens later, it's not too late to go get reinforcements. In the end, he had no choice but to brace himself and enter the room. This servant greets Third Master. Zaz, Why are you acting so reserved today? But I forgot. Someone from Thishas came in before 2. Was about to undress me. If I report this to the old madam. The air fell silent for 3 seconds. Wen Ning really wants to tear his mouth to shreds. Third master, speak up. What do you want me here for? When the enemy attacks, we defend. When the water rises, we build a dam. We'll just have Vado play it by ear. Are you really that scared I'll spill the beans to the old madam? Then go ahead and sue, third master. At worst, I'll just get kicked out of the mansion, that's all. Wen Ning acted like he had nothing to lose and didn't care about the consequences. It's just so shameless. Duen Encheng let out a light chuckle. Then you tell me. If I were to ask the old lady for you, then I'll sell you off. Wen Ning took a deep breath, forcing out a smile. If third master has any orders, just say the word. Everything can be discussed. If I've done anything wrong, I will definitely change. Whatever you say goes. Got it? Duen Yuz has teased Wen Ning enough for now. He switched to a serious tone. What about that twin of yours? Sell me the recipe for double layer milk custard. I'll give you 100 taels. Wen Ning was puzzled. Is that all you've got? When would it be convenient for you to send someone over to me? I will definitely teach with all my heart and effort. Guaranteed to teach, guaranteed to learn. Duen Yuz didn't expect them to agree so easily. After a brief moment of stunned silence, a look of I knew it flashed in his eyes. All right, take the banknote and get out. I'll send someone over to learn from you this afternoon. Wen Ning didn't hesitate in the slightest, took the banknote, turned around and left without a word. What a waste of feelings. Just say it was for their sipe, wasn't that better? His little heart. I really can't handle such a scare. Looks like I still have to find a way to get contract of servitude in advance. Otherwise, there's absolutely no sense of security. Duen Encheng pondered excellently inside the house. He just loves himself so much. Ask him for a recipe. It's given away so easily. After leaving the house, the servant led Wenning into the inner room. The old madam and Thang masters were chatting. It just happened to be lunchtime again. He then ordered the servants to arrange lunch here. The dishes are loans we've had before. Nothing special left. The old lady was in low spirits. There's absolutely none of that morning energy left. By the way, didn't you say yesterday, are you going to make some special pastries for me? When will it be done? The old lady stared eagerly at Winnie. Duen Yuz also immediately looked at Winnie. Just waiting for the other person to say what kind of pastry it is. When else are you going to do it? He might as well go wait over there. I'll get to it in a bit. Making the pastry I mentioned it requires special ovens and cookware. I had already asked the craftsman at your residence to take care of it. I've already seen it before coming. Just finished. I'll be back later. You should get some rest. Wake up and you can eat right away. The old madam was very satisfied with this answer, nodding repeatedly. I purposely savage room in my stomach. After that, didn't eat much more. Duen Encheng was smiling the whole time. Nothing else went wrong. After finishing lunch, the old madam was also preparing to return to her own courtyard. Duen Yuz insisted on doing it no matter what. Follow him and go together. Under the pretense of sending his mother back home, if you're not at ease. However, after safely delivering the old madam to her destination, you're dragging your feet and refusing to leave. She said she wanted to rest in her mother's courtyard. Stay closer to mom. Don't even mention Wen Ning. Even the old madam knows. What's this guy up to? I can only whisper Tao Ning and do a bit more. He can eat a lot. What could Wen Ning possibly say to this? I could only smile and agree. But I have to admit, just this one thing is delicious. Duen Yuz was the spitting image of the old madam. When the old lady is taking her afternoon nap, Wen Ning also found a second classmate from the courtyard. Let her learn how to make pastries from me too. Wait until she leaves the mansion. If the old lady still wants to eat these things, there are also people who can do it. Duen Encheng happened to send So Myeon over to learn as well. Wen Ning explained while operating. Soon both girls could handle it. During this time, Wenning wasn't idle either. I just whipped you a souffle on a whim. Seeing that both of their finished products were successful, Wenning waved his hand and said goodbye. Holding this thing you made. Go back and report to your master. Third master said Daphne Bean also has to learn. Go back and tell your third master. That's a different price. Wenning was in the outskirts at that time. But now he's figured it out. Only the two of them knew about that matter from the start. He just flat out refused to admit it. When the time comes, they'll turn around and blame us. Just say that bastard is seeing his food recipes, want to sell it for money. This one tail silver note is the evidence. Since the old lady craves the delicious food he makes, most likely, they wouldn't hand him over to be sold off. Given once and you'll be given countless times. He's the client now. Want his recipe? Then show some attitude. Threatening people all the time just doesn't work anymore. When Ning felt more and more that he was incredibly smart, fear faded away. Intelligence has finally taken the high ground again. Third master also said, later, send a portion of the fresh snacks to his courtyard as well. Same as I always say. Go back and tell your third master. That's a whole different price. Take care. I won't see you out. When Ning felt incredibly cool at that moment. After all the desserts are prepared, he went back into the house first. He quickly changed his clothes. I wanted to see if old lady was up yet. As soon as I got close to the house, just then, the voice of the old lady inside came through. Is it Ning girl coming back? When Ning lifted the curtain and stepped inside, a smile on the face. The words old madam hadn't even left her mouth yet. I saw the room was packed with 4 big shots. Why did everyone show up all at once? The pastries are ready. Did you do a lot? The old lady spoke while giving Wen Ning meaningful looks. Wen Ning understood that Andy was afraid of not doing enough. Not enough points. Madam, didn't you take a nap? But I'm wide awake. The headache is gone. If you sleep too much now, you won't be able to sleep at night. It's fine to sleep together at night. The old lady felt that her little maid wasn't cute. You're acting like a little busybody. What could Wen Ning say? I'll spoil my own golden goose. What's it to you? Very soon. Wen Ning had someone bring up the freshly made souffle. A total of 4 copies. Another weird thing. The old madam and Duan Goose had the same expression. After the cake was brought out, their eyes were glued to the cake. Duan Wenking and Duan and Cheng's gazes. But his gaze remained fixed on Wen Ning the whole time. There is exploration and curiosity. As if trying to see right through Wen Ning. In comparison, Duan and Cheng's gaze was even more aggressive. At noon, the little maid sent to learn how to make double-layer milk pudding from Wen Ning came back to report. I relayed Wen Ning's words to him verbatim. It's been a long time since Anil nettered to speak to him like this. Duan and Cheng was so pissed off he couldn't help but laugh. He wanted to see what the other price would actually be. The old lady had never tasted such fluffy pastries before. One bite and I fell in love instantly. Facing Wen Ning, he smiled with eyes curved like crescents. Here you go. I secretly surveyed a portion for you, good boy. I didn't spoil you for nothing. Duan and Cheng narrowed his eyes slightly. I would like to discuss the old lady with you. The peaches in our village hold all be ripe by now. How about we go stay at the estate for a while? Let me make you some different snacks to try. I'll have someone ask the butler in a bit. If it works, then arrange it. We'll leave in the next few days. Coincidentally, there's also a hot spring bath at that estate. Soaking in it feels really nice. If you hadn't brought it up, I still haven't remembered. Duan and Cheng Wei's completely ignored. He didn't say it just now on impulse, but now that I think about it, it's just me begging Wen Ning for warmth. The old lady might not be willing to spare it for herself either. All right, you little troublemaker Wen Ning, we'll see about that. But the other 2 brothers, but they didn't overlook the half sentence he said. The former seemed lost in thought, of ascertained possibility. For some reason, I feel inexplicably pissed off. Duan Guzeje rolled his eyes. With guts, I dared to speak to Mom. Give me Wen Ning. Hearing this, Wen Ning was so scared he nearly pissed his pants. What the hell does this damn man want? Could it be to avenge the female lead? Do you want to tie yourself back to the hospital to be tortured?